welcome to the Mailman Podcast. That's M-A-L-E, man. Men after legitimate estrogen-free masculine approaches to the nowadays. I'm your host, Dick Colin, and let's get into it. Which is, going to be some music today. Interesting enough. I've been listening to a lot of Typo Negative. A little bit of H.O.R.S. Yeah. And it got me thinking. There's some things out there, and well, not out there because they're about to be, but some things I've had in the back pocket that just may never ever see the light of day if I don't do something like this and get it out of the way. It's been kind of like this one in particular has been a bit of a monkey on my back. So, like a decade ago, I started making a second album. I actually made a first one. So maybe give you a little background knowledge. So always jammed with the buddies. You know, we had our little punk band back in the day. I'm sure somebody out there has got a cassette that we can send my way so I can get it up on here. But yeah, so I had a little bit of experience there, and definitely in second grade, you know, I learned how to play the recorder, you know, as one does. Excuse me. But yeah, so a little dabble here and there. And then I'm not entirely sure the timeline here, but sometime when I was working construction and with my brother, we were building a school. So we with all those little construction buddies, and then their friends, they were into not into. They were, well, yeah, of course they were into, because they were making the music. But they had this little rap group going on, and I was always pretty good with computers, so they got me up on the. They had Pro Tools at the time. You had that little USB key, which was like interesting. So it's like a password lock kind of thing. But anyway, yeah. So I noodled around on that and kind of did some recording. It's kind of where the digital version started. But we had a little 4-track way back in the day cassette, which was pretty fucking badass. I love that thing. It was a Tascam 2 or something like that. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, it was great. And yeah, so I got into the little digital knowledge. I gotta say, Pro Tools was not intuitive. That was I'm not sure why they make it the way they do. So at the time, you could get the program, and you had to buy a manual from someone else that's not associated with the company to actually show you how to use it. So this is kind of like before you could just like hop on YouTube and just like get everything you need. And then later I found GarageBand, and I gotta say, I've tried a couple of other things, Fruity Loops back in the day as well, and what the hell's the other one? Audacity, and Audacity is pretty good, but I prefer GarageBand. In particular, this album started on a 2009 iMac version, which I still have. I haven't updated that thing because the GarageBand is much better on that. Because now it's more like an app. It just doesn't. It's not. It still works fine, but they changed one of the things I used to use all the time was like Z, to go all the way back to the beginning, and I keep having to look it up, like what it is now. But like that used to be like basically use the space bar. That's the same. So like pause and start, but you could hit Z and go all the way back to the beginning, or to the beginning of your loop or something like that. And then they, for whatever reason, decided that wasn't the button that you should use for that anymore and changed it. So I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, they keep making all these updates to GarageBand, and it's not as fun to use as it used to be, I don't think. But you can do just as much. So I think in part this is me getting the monkey off my back, but in another way also kind of like trying to encourage people to, you know, I think music is a great way to release some stress and get things out of you that need to get out. whether that be by yourself on the back porch, making beer can pyramids. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. Or if you are, just sitting in your house, you got some instruments laying around. I think you can do a lot. You might even be able to be successful these days because with YouTube, if you're good enough, put your stuff out there. See what happens. You don't know. You never know. There's there's some music out there that really fucking sucks, and it's real popular. So there's a chance. That being said, there's gonna be a lot of crap today that we're gonna go over. So we'll see. But yeah, I think if you like this, so basically we're gonna listen to every track, even the shitty ones, and I'm gonna comment on them before and after, kind of give you some background storylines and stuff like that. Then we'll get into it, and and if you like it, then I can kind of go maybe later down the road and go into the process of making a song and teach you how to do that in GarageBand. So I think a couple $100 minus the computer, you can get a pretty good mic. The one that I use for this is an Audio-Technica. I can't. I'll have to, when I make that video, I'll it's actually, so the mic I'm using now, this is the Blue Yeti, which works great for the podcast kind of stuff. But the Audio-Technica, that is, I mean, this mic's like 15 years old, maybe even 20, and it's still, I think it sounds better than this mic overall. But anyway, that's technical shit that we'll get into later. But yeah, so I think for a couple $100 you can get all your ideas out of your head that are fucking with you, and start writing some songs. Especially if you like writing in general, I think songs are a great way to do that because it's like poetry. And when I did this one in particular, so there's a bunch of stuff going on at this time. So this is like I'm at the end of a relationship, going into another relationship, like having to sell my house, graduating from college, going about to go abroad and live in Japan, and holy crap, there was a lot going on doing this. Living at my friend's house because I made some bad choices, but yeah, he helped me out with that. What do we got here? Hang on. We got yassa, some emojis. 10-mile long cigarette back porch. Holy shit. Yeah, so next time we'll have to get on that topic, because the 10-mile long cigarette, that's actually, I guess you can call it a lyric. Yeah, that was great times. A lot of time spending on the back porch there, just jamming out. How coincidental, talking about music, and I'm sipping on a beatbox, son. Oh snap! That better be a high quality, high fidelity beatbox, not a meat box, right? But yeah, so I've got a lot I've got a lot of knowledge when it comes to how to use the cheaper equipment and get a song together. So if you got talent and you just don't know quite how to get started with the recording stuff, and because you can get lost real quick and spend way too much money in that stuff. I'm sitting in a closet right now, and the acoustics are great. It's just like perfectly situated for something like that, or resituated. I was listening to MC Chris just before this, so I've been watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force. But yeah, so I think I can later down the road do a video and put some of that knowledge out there and help y'all out for doing that. It's really, really easy, and it's a lot of fun, actually. So you can get away with a lot nowadays. You can just get a straight USB to guitar, and basically no lag, depending on what you buy. Pretty cheap. I prefer still using some kind of like M audio box or something like that. I just think I have additional it's analog on the outside, you know what I mean? So you have your knobs, and you can adjust your volumes as if you had an amp, almost. And I just like that kind of connection. But you don't need all that. You know, you don't have to spend all that. The other thing is you get a I don't know what's going on with that. What is that? Why is that all choppy? Hang on, let me fix that. Is that me? That might be my. Oh, it's my headphones. But yeah, you can get away with a lot less than you would think, and like get a good condenser microphone, and you can do a lot. So this album is I'm gonna pull up a picture so you can kind of. We'll go into that story as well. So a lot of bad decisions led up to the creation of this thing. All right, so this is actually a picture. Are we gonna get some parody songs? Not in this one, but there. I think I do have some stuff that we could use for that later. But okay, so background on this picture here. So this is it's a very tiny little piece of canvas, probably like I don't know, 2 by 2 inches, something real small. And so I painted this with not with so basically it's a picture of the shadow of me and my ex-wife, and so it looks all weird, right? So this is pretty close to what the picture looks like. So we're kind of like misshapen and like androgynous almost to an extent. You know, nowadays I actually do look like that, so that's me on the right there. Going from Japanese food to American food, you get a little fluffy. But yeah, so I just took this as the shadow, and I painted on this little mini canvas there. And then I just thought it looked cool. So and it kind of worked with the theme and feeling of this album, because there's a lot of I don't know. I think in the overall arc of it, it's really just my not doing a good job with girlfriends, and all the emotions that go in with all that. And but in particular, there it kind of is that timeline, and then the lyrics just kind of go throughout my what do you call that, mansploring, exploration of the woe man there. So a lot of roller coaster up and downs there. But anyway, so I thought that would be cool for the album cover here. And then the name, the Calm in My Turbulence, that's actually so I had this was like in my head for a long time, from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. When they're telling the story, yeah, he almost was jumped by Mr. Dead, and they're like, oh, it was a gang called Turbulence, and I thought that was a badass like band name. And then I looked it up, and somebody already had it. I was like, fuck, all right, well. And then I just kind of threw it in the back of my head there, and wait, what's going on here? And here I thought it were praying hands. Oh snap, son, you gotta be careful. That could be 2 feet, just as the ladies do with the at Madame Hands on Wang's Filipino Palace. Anyway, so I went with the Calm in My Turbulence, and that's kind of like a play on the idea of like how you always you fall for some girl, and they make you feel really good, and everything's great, and that pursuit, and I guess kind of like at the beginning as well, everything's going really well, and you're like nothing else matters, like you basically everything's focused on her in that aspect, and they kind of calm you down, if you're a wild man, the woman can always like tame the beast, right? And then you get kind of like into it where you see like the other person that's in there, and it's like now that you're calmed down, somebody's got to be turbulent. So you kind of like switch roles there, or whatever the case is. So it's like maybe they can't handle the calm there, so they got to create some turbulence, or vice versa. Maybe you're creating that too, because there's certainly a lot on my end for these. What do you call it? We'll just say emotions, because we're men and we talk about our emotions. Not really, but I'm gonna do that today. So let's get into it. To it. The first song here. So don't worry, I've got some lyrics, but you'll still see me, my little guy there, and the hot lady. I just thought it looked more interesting for me. So basically, I'm gonna give you some background on the song beforehand, and then from what I remember, because it's been a really long time, and then I'll give my feedback after we're done with the song. So for this first one, this is gonna be what is this called? Hang on. I've got the list here. Far From You. All right. So, and all these tracks are so they're mastered in a sense as far as like volume goes, but my initial plan was so the way that I make a song is usually I don't usually write before the song is made. So I'd lay some foundation, do the I think drums and bass are essentially the most important part in making any song. So I get that laid down first, and then I lay over the guitars, keyboards, and so on. And then when all that's done, then I get into I just kind of like do gibberish and kind of get like a sound going for the lyrics. And then sometimes it comes out and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just write that. And then the other times it'll be just the sound, and then I'll write it later. Or I'll just riff and yeah, that's good enough, and just leave it as is. That's more often than not what happens. But yeah, so I go through that. So this is kind of like I've laid it all out, and it's a mix between when I actually had like a makeshift studio in the house, and I sold the house because breaking up and having to start over and have a new life, and then the other parts is like living at my friend's house, and so it's kind of like all over the place. So the plan was to go back and re-record the vocals and master this, and then just like put it up online. But I just never got around to it. I think it's in part with it's a task to really do that, for one. But I think now that I'm looking back, and I'm not drinking, so I've got a clear head. I think maybe it might have been like the fear of releasing something out into the world, or the fear of like going back into this time of my life of all this like I don't know. It was like a black hole and a supernova happen all on the same time. So what do we got? I'm missing a lot here. What's going on over here? It's a yoga position. Bro, that's like that's a dick right there. That's not a bicep. Yo music. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Jack Black style, just saying. Play it. Yep. All right, we're gonna get to it. Sorry about that. Taking too long. So yeah, so we'll get into this here. So this is unfinished stuff, but they're good enough, I think, to listen to. So for the first one, Far From You, this is kind of in the mindset of when you're in two different areas of the world. I was going to move abroad, or whatever the case was, and girlfriend at the time living in a different area, and it's kind of like, how are we supposed to do stuff and like have this relationship, if I remember correctly, but I think that's it. So anyway, let's play it.
So far from you to stay. I know we've come so far, but I just can't hang around. I've seen the stars with you, but I just can't find the sound. Keep knocking this beat around. All I wanted to say is that I'm going away. And now you're here, and all I wanna do is stay. I want you to stay. All I wanted to say is that I'm going away. And now you're here, and all I wanna do is stay. I want you to stay. All I wanted to say is that I'm going away. And now you're here, and all I wanna do is stay.
All right, that's the first one outdoor gate, whatever. Well, thank you there, Patrick Hughes. Man, that brings back some memories. Yeah, holy shit. That actually wasn't half bad. But don't worry, there are some some real not bangers here. I'm pretty sure. There's actually at least like two, maybe three where it's I didn't write any of the lyrics. It was like I just did like the hook, maybe. And yeah, we'll get there. But for this one, yeah. So I think that pretty much hits home for definitely for me for that time. But I'm sure that hits home for a lot of people out there. And yeah, I think I was just going. I was going in like 5 different directions at the time. Just totally not knowing what to do. And then you know, a lot of times you're not in control of obviously what everybody else is going to do. So excuse me, I got gas, I had pizza. Ugh, bad decision before a podcast. Here we go. The world wants AOG. The Acapulco Orangutan Gypsies. If you don't know, you don't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got to bring that back. I'm pretty sure I've got some of those laying around. We'll do one of these for them. But yeah, this is holy shit. Yeah. I really like the beginning of this. I kind of like that. It's like a soft kind of intro, and then the drum kind of kicks in, and everything just starts immediately at the same time there. I like that build up. The more you know about AOG. But yeah, I think it was funny at the time we were doing some 80s stuff for fun, and now those are gonna have some funny lyrics. When we do that one, I'll have to get Francis on here, and we'll talk about that. And yeah, because those songs, they're actually, I think they're pretty good. We never finished them. Same thing with this. Is like I just didn't finish everything here, but this is more complete than any of the other stuff that I've got. But we'll do it anyway. It'll be fun. But yeah, so this is obviously, it's having that conversation of, well, if you're going to be over there, in that state or whatever, then what does that mean for me? Like, so how are we gonna how are we gonna sing our songs together if we're that far apart, right? And this is back in the day before, online was a thing, but it wasn't good, like video conferencing and stuff. And then on the flip side, I was also like, because this is starting with in one relationship, ending in another, kind of the way that these songs were written and done. So it's a smorgasbord and mixed all together, like all kinds of stuff going on. And so on the flip side, it was kind of like I was leaving, going to Japan at a certain point, and it was like meeting back up with the old high school sweetheart. Didn't work out in the end. That's a story for another time. But I'll definitely tell it. I'm an open book now. It's funny how you stop drinking, you actually stop giving a shit about what people know about you. So, but so I think that's a pretty good start. I think that's pretty clear to me what I was thinking in that moment. I don't know if it is for y'all, but it was just I was getting pulled apart and didn't know what I was gonna do. So we're just kind of along for the ride, and had to make a choice, so I did, and I think I enjoyed it, at least the experience. Now looking back, but hard times when you're in them. All right, let's get into the next one here. So this one's called "The Back of the Room," and it's certainly about being kind of on the back burner for. Sometimes you get put in the friend zone, or in you're in the background of a lady. In particular, the ones that have a lot of guy friends. You got to be careful with those. We'll get into that when we get into the relationship episode. And look for red flags, but that's one of them. They got a lot of dude friends and not a whole lot of lady friends. That means girls don't want to hang out with them, which means you probably don't either. But anyway, so this is certainly something that'll happen to you at least once. More than likely it's going to happen a couple times where you're in the what do you call it, the back burner, you're in the friend zone, whatever you want to call it, and you're kind of just watching things happen. And if you're not the outgoing, even if you are, but if you're kind of shy, you're gonna have a real problem with this kind of situation. And that's kind of, I think early on I was certainly that guy, where it was like, I'm gonna stay in the back of the room kind of guy. Now I don't give a fuck, so I'm pretty outgoing now, I think, and I don't have a problem talking to the ladies. But definitely had to build that up, which I'll talk about how to be better at that later without being a douche, because I was that too. I went through that phase. You can get laid a lot being an asshole, I'll tell you that much, but you also dig a hole for yourself. So what do you got going? Air frying bratwurst. Oh snap, son, cook me up one on them. Oh shit, that reminds me, I totally forgot, I was gonna get ribs the 4th of July. Son of a bitch, they're probably all gone now. All right, well, after this podcast I'm going there. They're open till like midnight, so we'll see. But so this is a song about being in the background of friend zone kind of situation. Now there is a lyric in here that's interesting. It doesn't have anything to do with that, but I liked the idea of it, and it was kind of like the name of the album. It was just always stuck in the back of my head, and then it found a place when I wrote this song. So I was driving the car. This is when my niece is like real young, and she's sitting in the old Jesus Christ, not baby. Well, it is a baby chair, but they're not quite big enough chair. And you know how like you've got them in the sight of the rear view, and so you can see them. But you're driving, so you're kind of paying attention to the road, but you're like glancing every once in a while. But for them, on the flip side of that, they're, you know, they're constantly able to watch you, right? So it's like you know, the child peering through the rear view. So that actually made it into this, and specifically, so I remember that. But yeah, it's been a while. We'll see how this one goes. I remember this was like, I don't know, a third finished or something, if I remember correctly. So it's gonna be kind of repetitive. So we'll see here. Shit, I forgot to pull it up. I've got to switch these like every time, so you gotta bear with me here. Here we go. All right.
It's only me in the back of the room, and I'm watching you, all the things you do, like a child that peers through the rear view. It's only me in the back of the room, and I'm watching you, all the things you do, like a child that peers through the rear view. Yeah, you turned me on, you're not one in a million, but you got your friends and you got your minions. Ain't no place for me in your room, so I sit on the sideline watching you move through, and I know it's only me in the back of the room, and I'm watching you, all the things you do, like a child that peers through the rear view. It's only me in the back of the room, and I'm watching you, all the things you do, like a child that peers through the rear view. I'll be anything you want me to be. You don't have to say please. I'll beg you to let me in. I'll get down on my knees, and I'll be in the crowd just like you want. But I know it's only me in the back of the room, and I'm watching you, all the things you do, like a child that peers through the rear view. It's only me in the back of the room, and I'm watching you, all the things you do, like a child that peers through the rear view. It's only me in the back of the room, and I'm watching you, all the things you do, like a child that peers through the rear view. It's only me in the back of the room, and I'm watching you, all the things you do, like a child that peers through.
Oh dang! I realized I fucked up some some of the lyrics on the screen there. At least one of them, it was like owl something, but I put all. Oh well, fuck it. Yeah, so I'm sure most of you guys out there have been in that realm, you know, where the lady just kind of, Nick, come catch me. No, yeah, I don't want. No, okay, come catch me. I don't. Okay, and you can't keep playing tag, and yeah, you never quite get there. That's kind of where that is. There is an overarching story here, by the way, in this album. It is not. I definitely, in the end, started putting it together as like a whole piece. You know, it's like beginning to the end of the. I don't know, not relationship, but kind of like that. You know, it plays as if it's one relationship, but it's really, I don't know, many relationships that I've been through. All kind of wrapped up into one. So it's like the relationship album. There we go. We'll call it that. This album is the calm in my turbulence. This is the collection of my turbulent relationship with an S. Oh, and I forgot. So all the instruments. So I did everything. For this one, the first album that I made, kind of like testing out GarageBand and doing that. That was all digitally, you know, with I mostly loops and things that were already like pre-made, and then I just did the lyrics, and I had like a Korg, I forgot what they're called, but anyway, I did do some of the sounds on there, but this one, I did everything. So whether it was a beat pad or having the actual guitars in hand or the drum kit, so I did everything on here, so I'm pretty proud of that, because that took some goddamn time, man. In particular, I still have it. I've got the so it's an Akai MPK Mini, Akai Professional MPK Mini. Besides like the microphone and the Mac with the GarageBand on it, that's all you need, man. You can do everything you want. And I'll tell you, I mentioned Pro Tools earlier. Everything that I was able to do on Pro Tools, I could do on GarageBand. The difference is, it's there. It's still there, actually, on the new one. But the difference is you have to look online. Like for Pro Tools, it's kind of just, it's like working with, what do you call it? Adobe Photoshop, like the expensive one. You know, they have a manual, but it's written like excuse me, it's written like I don't know, like a field manual of some kind. Like, it's not very good. And then somebody else has to like dumb it down for everybody. It's like a whatever for dummies, like that kind of stuff. But with GarageBand, it's wide open. It's got everything on there. You want to do T-Pain voice, which I've got a song on here that I did it with. You can do it. You want to get the typo negative sound, you can do it. Anything you want to do, you can do on GarageBand. You just got to figure out how to do it. It's there. It's wide open. Thankfully, the whoever's designing that, you know, it's just, it doesn't say that it can. Like they won't technically admit it, I guess. But you just go on YouTube, you'll find somebody that show you how to do all that stuff. Now getting into this third song, this is I'm gonna say, because I don't know what my voice sounds like. Like, I don't know what my actual singing voice is. I've always done a voice, meaning like for the tone. So if we were doing reggae music, I'd sing it like that. If we were doing 80s music, I would try to do that, ow, you know, that that kind of deep thing that they do. And then what is that? They're always saying 80s songs. You gotta pay attention. They're always saying happy birthday. Like, happy birthday, just randomly, in so many songs. It's ridiculous. Just one, like, I never noticed it growing up, and then you know, as an older person, maybe it was after I stopped drinking, where I started hearing those things. I was like, what? Happy birthday. And I heard it in like 8 different songs from the 80s. It's just randomly in there. What is that? The Tears for Fears, they've got one of them, and it's like he's saying something, all of a sudden he's like blah, 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 happy birthday, and it doesn't make sense at all. And then I was catching things on from Typo Negative the other day, and they've got a lot of funny lyrics. I don't know if they're intentionally funny, but it like what's the one? Oh, when he's just like he is, it is part of the song, so it actually makes sense. It's not like the happy birthday thing, but it's just funny that like you don't often hear wow in a song, but he uses it, and it's great though. But it's type of negative, so it doesn't matter. All right, so yeah, so this song, on that note, I'm not really sure what my actual singing voice sounds like, so I would say this is probably close to what I would think, maybe, like if I was going to land on something, this song might be the closest to what I would stick with, something similar to this, to do like, this is going to be how I'm going to sing. But this album in particular, we were doing a bunch of 80s funny stuff, me and a friend of mine, and so that's kind of where this tone of this album came from. And so it's clearly 80s. It's and I tried to do a 80s voice that matched the song individually, so they're all going to be a little different here. But this one in particular, so this is kind of like, so I'm out of the friend zone, or you know, I'm in a relationship, or we're at the beginning of the relationship, really, right? And so you know, everything's going great, and you don't want it to end, right? You know, that's why people stay together. That's why they get married. That's why they you know, find each other, right? You want to have that. What do you call that? What is it? Ah, Jesus. There's a phrase that people say here at the beginning there, the honeymoon phase. Yeah. So you want that honeymoon phase, and so that's why this song's called "This Should Last Forever." So it's kind of like talking about that initial honeymoon experience there. So let's hear it. God damn it, I gotta get better at this. I keep forgetting to load the song before or while I'm talking. I don't waste time loading it. But here we go. Anyway.
It's some mornings like this, I remember what I came here for. With you laying there, half covered in afterglows. We explored the unknown, something that was out of the night. When we speak, when we drive, when we walk, and I know it's gonna be soon. I want this moment right now to last forever. 'Cause with you, my body and soul are slowly burning. When I see you walking in that dress, I feel like I never wander in distress. Cause you know how it feels to be a broken mess, and you won't bring me to my knees with intentions of harmony. I want this moment right now to last forever. 'Cause with you, my body and soul are slowly burning. Once you get started, it doesn't stop when I'm with you. And we could go on forever. We'll find our way some more another day. I want this moment right now to last forever. With you, my body and soul
All right. That's not too bad. A little pitchy, but I think as far as like sound goes, that's probably my favorite from this album that I did. Um, Man, I wish I would have finished this one because this like I definitely need to go back and re-record the vocals there. But yeah, this one turned out pretty great for me. It's hard putting a song together, man. You know, getting everything right, getting the volumes right. Holy shit! Like that takes a lot of time. It's funny because like the editing process, whether it be for music videos or writing, um, it's it sucks, man. Like it's it's grueling, it's brutal, it burns. It's like a it's like being in a relationship. Right? But yeah, same thing, just like being in a relationship. You got all that pain and suffering, but you love it, right? You keep coming back for more. Like that's the thing I enjoy the most about doing stuff like this creative stuff is like it's cool, it's cool to listen to a final product and the fruits of your labor and get through all that, but I think it really is what interesting enough, just that's how life is really, like the process, man. Like that's where the gold actually is. It's the journey that's into the goal. So that's why I've been on this idea of because this song I think is a good example of that. It's you the journey here for this song, like this is the good part, right? This everything's going great. So uh that's the important thing. That being said, it is gonna end, and you want to have like I call it preparing to die. So this whatever you're doing at the moment, your whatever goal you're trying to achieve or situation you're in, there is an end to it, and if you're not ready for what you're going to do after that end, then you're going to be in a pretty dark place. And the Olympians go through this. They spend a lifetime trying to be the best in the world, preparing for this one event that in some cases lasts a couple of seconds, and then that's it. That's their one shot. All that hard work, and if they don't make it, that's it. It's over. They're probably not gonna. They're probably in their prime at that particular moment. Probably not gonna get another shot. And their body is probably broken after that. Like they've burned it to a crisp. So they often will, like, they'll get the gold and then severe depression because they more than likely didn't have a plan on what to do afterwards. And I think that's one of the things with you always have to have something else going on, and I think that might be another reason why I never finished this album. It's like I don't want to be done with it, there's always something to tweak, and yeah, something beautiful about that, I think. All right. Yeah, I like that one. I like how it came out. So now the next one that we're getting into, this is called Distant. Holy shit, we've only gone, this is like the fourth song. It's been like an hour. God damn. It's going to take a long time. But let me know if you want me to post these individually, and then I'll do that too. But yeah, so this one's called Distant. So this kind of goes into the idea of, just like it sounds, being far apart and not quite. It's like two suns orbiting each other, and you get that moment where they get real quick next to each other, and then they zing back out farther away apart, and then they get closer together, and then they when you that marble thing where you have them, they kind of like touch in the middle, and then they go farther apart, and then they clang together and go far apart again. It's like that. That's what this song kind of represents, that kind of push and pull part of the style of relationships that you get close together, and then you find yourselves being apart again, and then you find yourselves back together again, and that kind of thing. I think it's been a while for this one, but let's see. Damn it, I did it again. I didn't pull it up first. All right, I'll get better at that. Don't worry. At least by the halfway point. Here we go.
Under lights that blind to remind me of all I miss. How can we secure our souls when we're miles apart? Will we just turn around and go right back to the start? I just wanna play my guitar, have you sing along to the beat of a song that's along with everything we do. How can we secure our souls when we're miles apart? Will we just turn around and go right back to the start? We're disconnected, we keep our distance, we're distant, 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 we're miles apart, we're miles apart, we're miles apart.
Oh no, I was sort of sound like a fag. And part of that. Oh man. Not too bad though. Definitely fit the tone of the song there. But yeah, I'm totally gonna rip on myself, so just deal with it. That's it's part of the process. This is how you get better. It's how you improve. But yeah, it's I remember thinking about this, like what I was gonna write here, like randomly when I was downtown. I don't remember exactly which city, but and you know, all the lights and everything, and it was just kind of like you know how yeah, I wrote this story back in college about these two guys that were street sweepers, and basically a bunch of just I'll keep it in a nutshell here. Bunch of crazy stuff happens. They do a bunch of crazy stuff in the middle of the night in the city, and yeah, so and there's not really any like ramifications or anything like that for that. But anyway, so we're in our little round table that you do in school, and I remember somebody during the critiques was they said something about like, oh, this could never happen, like you know, we're the cops, we're the blah blah blah, and somebody else like right after that at the round table was like, have you ever been in a city before? Like, the cops don't show up for nothing. And it was just funny to me because that is kind of the way that it works, you know, like you know, anybody that's ever lived in the city or been in the city for longer than a couple of days or something, you know, like somebody could be screaming bloody murder and like getting stabbed to death, shot, whatever. Ain't nobody gonna say shit in the neighborhood, right? So yeah, if you're in a bad enough place, nobody is gonna rat on anybody. So you can get away with a lot. And so I think that kind of uh, leaves cities to have this like weird, the thing that you can't get in the daytime because everybody's out. You get this quiet, almost like it really does match when you look at the stars at night. It's just it's actually like really peaceful to be in a city at night, because it's just not as many people, and oftentimes it can be basically nobody out there. Now be careful when you do see that one guy out there. He might be that guy, but in a lot of cases you can find yourself alone, and you can really do whatever you want. It's the beautiful thing being in the city like that. And I think that's where I was. I was just kind of walking around, and it was just me. There's nothing, no cars. Like maybe like I do remember like the bridge across the way. Like there was some traffic over there, but I was a little bit further than the where all that was happening. So on my side, it was nothing, which was watching the lights glisten off the water, and then what little bit of stars you can see when you're in a city. Maybe like star, but it has that weird haze to it. It's just a cool thing to do. But anyway, that's kind of where I remember being, thinking about that, and it was like, oh, okay, I kind of know where that's gonna go. Then the next one, getting into this one, number 5 here. Don't know why you miss me. Yeah, I remember this. The idea behind this one was sometimes people get infatuated with things, and then when it's gone or it's about to be gone, they like cling on to it like grim death. And it's like I think a lot of times they don't exactly know why they're doing that. And that's kind of what this is about. It's the idea of like, you say you miss me, yet I don't think you know why, or I don't understand why you miss me, or like that's kind of where this is. Like why are you holding on to this? Like why it's everybody does this. You stay in a relationship for too long, and sometimes you have good reasons to do that, right? If you're obviously if you got a family, that's a whole nother thing you got to deal with there. Or if you've got like things that rely on you, I think is if you've got a company together or something, I think that's something you got to work out. But it's just one of those things. You find yourself in these relationships, and you don't know, you're just hanging on to it for whatever reason, and you don't really know why you're doing it in a lot of the cases. So that's kind of where I was on this one, I think. Anyway, let's get into it.
You're feeling me, but I'm out with knowing what could be. I'm starting to slip. It's all just in vain, just a radar blip. Memories in a state. And you don't know why you're missing me. And you don't know why you're missing me. The signs are blurry, my glasses are broke. We're always in a hurry, always popping smoke. But you're way off track, 'cause you keep coming back. you don't know why you miss me.
Oh dang. Yeah. That one hits hard. I I like how I sang the end of it there in particular. And you don't know why you miss me. I had a really good background vocal on that one in particular. Um Man, if I had these on YouTube, then I could do the I could like go back and listen to it. But at this point, that's gonna be a pain in the ass to do that. But yeah, that sounded it's got a weird tone at the beginning there. It's like I don't know if I like it, do not. I'm not sure. I definitely like after the bridge and we get into the end there. I like how I sang that, and I like how it had the background vocal. Background vocal in particular, I think it makes that one stand out. Why you miss me? It's like I learned this actually from one of those when I was doing the rap stuff. One of those guys in particular, he was really fucking good, and he had this way of like doing a secondary tracks in a very slightly different voice. Like you really couldn't even notice until you put them like on top of each other. It was really interesting, and then that started making me pay attention to songs in that way, and I could start hearing like, oh, that's why this the hook sounds so good for the song. It's they've or the chorus, you know, you're depending on if you're white. But like the it really is the background vocal that's like, you know, oftentimes like drastically different from that main vocalist, that makes it sound as good as it does. So I was really playing around with that a lot on this album here, and that one in particular, I think it came out really well. But yeah, so that's you know, like I was saying, it's just why we're in this relationship. What the hell are we doing here? And in this particular case, it's like I know that this is basically done. Why? But why are you still hanging on to it? Kind of situation there. Then yeah, and then it kind of goes into, so like the next thing is kind of like makeup sex, right? So part one, because I think there's another one that comes up later. But this one is really this is a callback to the first album that I did, where I was messing around and getting used to GarageBand. So the actual tone of it actually comes from something I did the first one. It's under like a slightly different version of it, but I do add the same like beat that I had in the first one, like in the bridge or something, like, if I remember correctly. Oh, which actually reminds me, this song here, the one that we just listened to, that last part, the do 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 do, that actually was inspired by Pepper Proud. If you haven't listened to, well, I'm gonna almost guarantee you probably haven't. So she's kind of like a local artist in the Pacific Northwest. Pepper Proud. Let's see, she's still doing stuff. Hang on. Get sidetracked for just a second, but it's just a really cool fucking song called Dig, I think. Let's see, Pepper Proud. Yeah, there it is. Great. Pepper Proud, Dig. So if you go to YouTube, just type in pepper, just like salt and pepper. Proud, like proud woman. Pepper Proud and Dig, D-I-G. Really, really cool song there, and you're almost certainly this is a new song for you that you've never heard before, which would be even cooler. So if you got Spotify out there, pull it up on that. But I prefer looking at like music videos if people have them. I just like I like seeing the people perform it, or at least like someone directing something based on the song or something like that. So this is from 2012 is so I would have heard it, which makes sense. I would have heard it somewhere around then. But yeah, I highly recommend looking up that song in particular. It's pretty good. Good musician there. I saw her. It was like one of those concerts in the, like, it's not a park. It was like it's somebody's backyard kind of thing. Like, those folk concerts that you go to. So she was there with Elephant Revival. They're a little more popular, but they're still kind of, they're the folk band, but that's a really great band too. Elephant Revival, just like it sounds there. But that is some definitely folk music. One of the main ladies there, she has the washboard, and I don't know, what do you call that? They're like they stand like on a little platform board thing, but it's essentially she's the drummer and that's the bass drum. Is she's just kind of like using the acoustics of the board underneath her. But really cool music, man. That's a pretty good band as well, Elephant Revival. But so they were there, and then I saw her, and I was like, and that song in particular, when I heard it, I was like, that's a great song. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy this CD she's got so I can listen to that again. So that was one of that, like, it was literally one of those things, like you're talking to people and you're walking around, and then you're just like, oh, what is that? And then I couldn't not listen to it. But anyway, look it up. Pepper Proud, Dig, or and Elephant Revival. The Pasture, I think, would be a good song to start with for them. The Pasture. All right, so get into the next one. So like I said, this is like Make Up Sex song number 1. But really it's a callback to the first album. And that's why it's so digital in compared to some of the other songs here. It's gonna be a lot of repetitiveness here, so because I definitely don't remember writing anything for this one. So let's hear it and see how that goes. But this is called Love Goes Like This. Oh, there's that fag talk again. Got that. I was channeling Lamal, or is that who it was? The Never-Ending Story song. The Never-Ending Story. Oh. Great song though. I don't give a shit, man. It's a fantastic movie with a fantastic soundtrack. So, but if I remember correctly, don't look that guy up because it is a dude. I think sounds like a chick, right? But yeah, so that was the callback to the first album. It was that's really what that song was, but it kind of in the way that it lined up in the overarching story of the album, it kind of turns out that that's like the makeup sex song number one there with the it was kind of trying to do something really simple where it's like love goes like this and it's the beat. That's what I was getting at there, I guess. But the little doot 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 doot, that part that's the callback and the overarching kind of tempo to that song. Callback to the first album there. But anyway, this is Radio Cosmos. Let's get into the next one. So for we're about the halfway point here, and there is a secret track that I have on there. We'll get into that. But now, so we've had our makeup sex, and track number 7 is called "It's Already Over." So basically, this is kind of like you do your makeup sex and you're back at track 5. The "Don't Know Why You Missed Me." It's already over at this point. I don't think there's much else to say about this one, but I don't necessarily like how I sing it. But anyway, let's listen to it together. We'll see. Here we go.
It's already over as far as I'm concerned. When you just refuse to let it go, I feel used, it's just a show. You're just blind by your mind, and I know that you've got our lives inside of your head. You've got our lives inside of your head. You've got our lives inside of your head. It's already over and I don't know what to do. Everything I did for you. This has changed my mood. You'll find out just how soon. You've got our lives wrapped up inside of your head. You've got our lives inside of your head. You've got our lives inside of your head. Got our lives inside of your head. You've got our lives inside of your head. You've got our lives inside of your head. You've got our lives inside.
All right. Well, I think I might take it back there. I don't like how I sang the main vocal, but the background vocal wasn't so bad. I actually that was kind of like what I was talking about before with the where it's drastically different, but it adds a certain thing to the chorus there. So yeah, it's exactly what it's like. I was talking about earlier. It's. I know this is over, but you've got this imaginary life that's of our relationship building up in your head, and you're not letting go of that. Phantom. It's like, but it's also like this is an interesting kind of situation here because it's also, I've definitely been the. You don't want to be the person that breaks up with the other person, you don't want to be the person you don't want to be the breakup-y person. Yeah, anyway, you don't want to be the person that gets broken up with, or you also don't want to be the person to do the breaking. So that's why like a lot of these relationships just stay together. And then, and then it's over, but you're still not pulling the trigger, and then they break up with you, and you're like, what an asshole, what a bitch, and he's like, it's like, well, you just happen to be the person that didn't do it first. That's kind of where those this song and the fifth song are kind of like in that realm there. Now, getting into the next one, I want to say. Because it's been a while since I've like actually sat down with this album. Between this song here and a few songs later, these are in kind of competition with what I felt were when I finally, like after I did my little gibberish runs and started getting lyrics put together. This one and a couple songs later, these are the ones that I think came out like the most poetic. Out of all of the songs here. So this is definitely one of them. And the next one I think is going to be like track 11. Those are going to be the two most poetic, well-written songs here that I think if I were to put these as a poem, it probably would still work, which I think a lot of songs would, but this one in particular. So this is the album name, The Calm in My Turbulence. So this is the album song. And yeah, I'll just play it and then we'll talk about it after. So
it's alright that we fall into pieces with the thought that we've only just written our thesis, and I know that we'll both be fine on our own, but it wouldn't make sense to not taste the wine. did it? So what if we did it? It still didn't change a thing. 'Cause you're the calm in my turbulence till it's gone. And then you'll be the one walking around, becoming the storm. I don't know what to feel this moment right here. It's like a bottle inside of my fear, and it's starting to see. I just want to remember what we did together. When it's like we're trees for timber, swaying in the weather. So what if we did it? So what if we did it? So what if we did it? It still didn't change a thing. 'Cause you're the calm in my turbulence till it's gone. And then you'll be the one walking around, becoming the storm. I'll be alright in the morning. I'll be alright in the morning. I'll be alright in the morning. I'll be alright in the morning.
God damn. Feel like I just stabbed myself in the heart. Oh man, does that bring back some memories, some emotional concerns there. Yeah, so definitely a song for more than once in my life there. But it kind of came all together there. But you know, it's kind of like in along those lines of you finally have the moment, you know, together, the kiss or the one night stand or the, you know, the culmination of all these feelings that you've it's weird because like you have a certain level of that you feel, but you really don't know what the other person has, right? Like ever. So who knows? Maybe they're just feeling frisky that night. That's why you got together. But in your eyes, like there was this build up to this kind of thing, and that's what this is really getting at here is that build up of the moment, and the moment happens, and then it's like you go back to not to back to the way things were before the moment. It's like the moment didn't happen, you know. So that's why I was saying like you know, you feel this build up, but maybe the other person doesn't. And that's why it goes back to the way that it was before the incident, and that's why it feels kind of like this, like what the hell just happened? You know, it's like we did it, we did the thing, but you know, it didn't change anything, like and you feel that it should have, and that's a hard thing to deal with, man. You know. And you're going to deal with it a lot, more than once. If you have you know, things like, not things like, if your trajectory resembles anything like mine, you're going to go through these things more than once for sure. It usually takes me a couple times before I can figure something out, get it right. So it took me, for example, I think I was on try number 5 before I finally was able to stop drinking. So that was rough. Relationships, I think I might still be working on that. We'll see. I'll get there. That's a conundrum. That's like trying to figure out how they build the pyramids, like how to how to figure out yourself, and then also like how to navigate the other person, right? But haven't got there yet. We'll get there. So that's another reason why you should write, make music, make videos, whatever you got to do. You gotta get these ideas out of your head and on paper and work them out. You gotta Excel spreadsheet that shit and treat your life like a pizza. No, don't treat your life like a pizza. That's bad advice. I meant, what I was gonna say is treat your life like a scientist. All right, so then we get into the next song. So this is Makeup Sex song number 2. This is more of the actual like sexy song. So I was listening to, like I said, when I was doing this, or just prior to this, I was doing a lot of 80s style music, and so this one certainly has a Michael Jackson-esque vibe to it. Yeah, obviously he's the king, nowhere near anywhere of that. I'm not saying that, but that's kind of like where this fell into place there. And you know, I was really messing around with like the digital stuff, and I was trying to make a bed music, I guess. Anyway, let's get our sexy back, son. Well, a little repetitive there, but yeah, you can kind of get the idea that it's like, just do what you want, baby. It's all right with me. Yeah, just let the situation lead itself. All right, let those hands go where they want to. Let's see. I sent one of our songs. See if it works. What? What is it? What do you mean? Like a text? Let's see here. Is that on? Oh, it's on SoundCloud. I think don't you had this on? We should do. Let's do it. Let's do one of these episodes. Next time we do an episode, we'll pull up we'll go through the songs that we did together, man. That'll be cool. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And we'll go into the what do you call it, the metamorphosis of the different directions that we went in. We might have to do two. Like there's a lot, because we had the acoustic stuff that we did, which I really really like that stuff in particular, and then some of that reggae stuff. Man, if we I think we had at least for sure 2 bangers on there. Then yeah, there's just a. I gotta go back, man. It's been so long. I need to listen to those again. Yeah, we gotta do an episode. Let's do that. I'll keep that in mind. Let's do that. The what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So this one, yeah, it's all about the getting in the moment there, you know, and letting that sexual delight take its toll. And you gotta pay the troll toll. Get inside this boy's hole. What? Anyway, let's go to the next one. So, yeah, this one. So this one is called "We Live On," which is kind of what it sounds like. We you go through all this pain, suffering, all that crap, and you live on, man. You know, it's on you. After a relationship, it's like when you break up, it's 100% on you. If you want to stay down, you know. But one of the things you got to remember is if you've hit rock bottom, then you're on the ground, man. You got foundation. You got something you can stand up on. You can't fall anymore. So you're doing all right. We live on. That's what this song is about. So, let's get into it. And I forgot to pull it up again, but fuck it. I don't care. Here we go.
Save a world that was born a mistake. Why should I save a world that was born a mistake? I sit here calling for you through the screen you're free. It's all in vain. It's the sound of your name. It's you. I ask for help. I'll expose your mistake with you. Why should I save a world that was born a mistake? Why should I save a world that was born a mistake? world that was born a mistake? Why should I save a world that was born a mistake?
Oh dang! I think I forgot what this song was about. It certainly does. It does have what I talked about before with, you whatever the situation goes on, because it is like it's towards the end of the album, so it's like everything's done and over with, and we do live on. It's like you keep going. But there was another part of this that I forgot about, which is like the sometimes you get into a relationship by accident, and you're in it, and you're like, wait, what the hell just happened? And then next thing you know, you're like, I gotta get the hell out of here. And then, but like, it's not always the other person, like as far as like them doing anything wrong. It's just not working, and maybe you're caught off guards, unawares. I think this is often in times on the rebound. You meet, and you're already kind of like in that vulnerable state of detachment where you're like, oh, I gotta find something to attach to here, and then you find yourself in a relationship, and you're just like, oh shit. But it's like they're either just incredibly nice and never do anything wrong, or they have a certain expectation that you're it's not necessarily too high, but it's just like you're not willing to meet those expectations, I think is probably the better way to say that. And yeah, you're looking for a way out, and you just can't bring yourself to like destroy this person because they seem to like you, and you don't want to be an asshole, but it's like you're actually being more an asshole by not doing it. And the truth is that you do move on, you live on, and eventually it gets to the point that I know I write like we don't care, but it's really it's like you're not going to think about it in the long run, as far as like you're not going to dwell on it. So yeah. I forgot like that other part of that there. That's pretty cool to be able to revisit these like a decade ago emotions and things I was thinking about. Yeah. Wow, this has been a trip, man. Oh man, getting into this. It's not the last song. It's the so this is we have been going in the order that I thought it should go in if it were to be an actual album. So now we're on the I kind of considered this the last song of the album, and then the song that comes after is kind of like just the how when you watch a movie and it's like you have the climax, and then there's kind of like the actual end of it. That's kind of where like this is kind of like the just before that last part of the movie, you know. And this, like I said, with the track 8, the Columbine Turbulence, this one's called Old Fashioned Rerun, but I think I typed it out wrong. I think I wrote Old Fashioned Rerun, but it's really just Old Fashioned Rerun, like old fashioned TV show rerun. And yeah, I think like the Columbine Turbulence, the poetry in this one is I really like how this turned out, the way that I wrote it. This one is like, I really actually like had some emotions and feelings into this one, and it really is playing on the just like it sounds. It's like you sometimes have this relationship with people where it's like you just get in this like repeat mode where it's like, whether it be like you get together, you break up, you get back together, you break up, you get back together again, you break up again, you keep doing it over and over again, or you just you're in a relationship and you just keep doing the same things over and over and over again, and you just you kind of get burnt out and that kind of thing. So it's kind of like going along those lines there, and it's just like an old fashioned rerun. You know the story, beat for beat what's going to happen, but you do it anyway. You watch it anyway, and yeah, that's what this one's about. So let's pull that up and get into it. Oh man, woo! That's very interesting. Yeah, I remember doing this one, and like I remember the feeling of like completion and like feeling like I did something right as far as like the song goes. Yeah, I actually like how I sang it. I really like the background vocal on it as well. I think that, man, I really like the background vocals on these, except for the first couple songs. I think I did kind of a shitty job in those, but they're all unfinished, so it doesn't matter. But this one, yeah, I really like the last line there. You know, just hit repeat. You know, I love this song, and it's like you kind of do, which I think might be why we do this kind of like old fashioned rerun lifestyle or relationships. You know, you really do. And it's kind of like you know, at a certain point in there, it was like you start getting the engine going and like you get the momentum, and then you reset and you like repeat and start back at the beginning and again. And it's almost like you're not wanting to continue down that road, and you know, because they're in anything good on a long enough timeline is going to have this there's going to be a plateau, right? There's going to be some driving through the desert time, right? Which I love driving through the desert, but you're going to have this, like, the excitement isn't quite there because you're kind of comfortable. You're getting and I guess I've always felt uncomfortable in that comfort. And I think a lot of people do as well, and you want that excitement that you get at the beginning, that honeymoon phase there. And so you, rather than continuing, you get freaked out, and then you end a relationship, or you create some kind of drama to bring some kind of excitement back into the mix there. And so you're resetting, you're pressing repeat on there. But if it's in the sense of the, you know, you keep having these like on and off relationship with somebody, and it's like you're always at the beginning of the relationship, which is kind of like maybe why that happens. I don't know. I'm guessing here. This is someone that's I'm not currently married anymore. You know, divorced. Yeah. So like, don't listen to me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, I think maybe that's what's going on there. You're just that's why those on and off relationships happen. Is you're always hitting repeat. You want that beginning. Yeah, that one's nice. I like that one. All right, so this is officially the end of the album. The last song that we're about to do here, it's called "The End or the Beginning," because the idea was for the album to kind of like end and restart, you know, and like start again. And so that's why it's named the way that it is. And it's probably my least favorite of the album, to be honest. So it kind of sucks that it's on the end. But good news is we got a secret track that will make it all better. But let's get into it. So just like it sounds, the end is that's the lyric. The end or the beginning is the end of the name of the song here. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about what I was thinking there when I made that one. It, I used to have this tendency of not making decisions. Like I guess kind of out of laziness, it would just be like, whatever she wants to do, let's do that. And it was kind of like I was always working and like trying to come up with plans. It was like I was just getting lazy about it, and the problem with that is the other person, they if they're making plans all the time, unless they're one of those people that like makes binders and stuff. So, that's a different kind of person, and you kind of have to let them do most of the planning there because they love it. It's like maybe throw in some ideas like I want to do something like this. Can you plan a trip about that and let them roll with it? I think that'd be a good way to approach that one. Just so that way you're still planning, but you're you're contributing, but you're allowing them to be the freak that they are. But yeah, so like I used to just kind of like go with the flow and like real easy going, and at a certain point when you let somebody that's not one of those trapper keeper people, how do you say it? Trapper keeper people. Wow, that's hard to say. Yeah, if they're not one of those, then at a certain point they're gonna get bored, and that's when you start getting into problems. They'll start looking elsewhere, essentially. So you don't want to do that, and that's where I was when I put that one together. It was like, okay, I do this, and basically that ends relationships, and then I have to repeat, and then the album repeats there. So that's oh man, I forgot about that. That's very cool. Man, this is awesome. Going back in time here to who I was 10-ish years ago. Man, it's been a lot since then. Holy shit. a lot of lessons learned that I'm trying to put into this podcast here. So maybe that one dude out there that needs the help, he can avoid these pitfalls that I went into. All right, so this is the secret track, and it is a cover. I fucking hate doing covers, but this is such a great, beautiful song. And it's an acoustic, slight variations to the lyrics version that I did. I think one of the few things that I did live, like by myself. I want to say I did it twice live. And actually this recording of it, I didn't re-record this ever. So this was like the first round, and it came out decent enough that I just was like, okay, that's enough for me to remember how to play this. So I could play live, but typically I don't want to do covers. I want to do my own thing. I think that's just more entertaining for me. That's more fun. But yeah, it's The Outfield, Your Love. I want to say 1985 maybe when that came out, but love The Outfield. Fucking great band. So this version, I was sitting on the floor with my laptop, and I think at the time I had the Marley over-the-ear headphones. I love those things, but they didn't last, for me anyway. I had to get a new pair. Sounded great, felt great, but yeah, it just didn't last. But yeah, I was on the floor just with the guitar, jamming out, and recorded this basically in one take, and here it is. Let's listen to it. But it's not my song; it's a cover.
talk it over. There's so many things that I wanna say. You know I love my girls a little bit older. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight. I ain't got many friends left to talk to. No one's around when I'm in trouble. You know I'd do anything for you. You say the night we'll keep it undercover. I just wanna use your love tonight. Oh, I don't wanna lose your love tonight. I try to stop my hands from shaking. There's something in my mind's not making sense. Been a while since we were all alone, and I can't hide the way I'm feeling. Would you leave me, please? Would you close the door? Don't forget what I told you. Just 'cause you're right, that don't mean I'm wrong. Another shoulder to cry upon. I just wanna use your love tonight. Yeah, I don't wanna lose your love tonight. I just wanna use your love tonight. Yeah, I don't wanna lose your love tonight. Don't wanna lose.
Well, what a beautiful song that I didn't write. um, yeah, I think that was pretty good for a single take, unprepared recording. Yeah, I just fucking love that song, man. I think that was. I'd have to go back and like fumble around the guitar, but I want to say that was a second fret capo kind of situation there. And so that's why I had to take the tone that I did, which was definitely a little pitchy there. But yeah, it's hard to hit those things. You know, I have found if you are planning on doing any kind of singing, you got to stay away from your Mexican foods, man. The beans in particular, you know, you get the refried beans. That kind of stuff like cakes your mouth, and you can't get the notes out that you need. And you also get, like, for me is like the I got allergies and shit, so right now my nose is all jacked up. So I could probably do that song because I was a little nasally there, but yeah, sometimes you gotta think about all that stuff too. But definitely stay away from the Mexican food if you're gonna be singing, because yeah, there's any kinds of like pastes or foods that have that kind of sticky texture to them. You don't want to use those. But yeah, there's one of the few covers that I really didn't mind doing there because yeah, I just find it more entertaining, more fun for me to do my own things and play around and enjoy the wherever the music takes me. You know, it's kind of like my favorite kind of writing is when I start typing and it just kind of like unfolds itself to me. So it's like I'm reading it for the first time. That being said, I don't consider that to be a good way to write anything. I think you need to have a plan, and then stick to that plan. But it's a good way to data dump. Sometimes you do need to do that to just start writing, and then eventually you get a story going, and then come back and start planning it. I think that's fine, but you can't rely on that kind of a thing. But it is more fun, I will say that, and that's why you can't rely on it. Things that are too fun, you gotta you gotta learn to control it and reel it back in. But that's it. That's the album. That's the calm in my turbulence. And holy shit, is that a weight lifted off my back, son? Woo, man, it's good to get that out there, because I've been sitting on this for so long, and I think now that I've done this, I think one of the reasons I was sitting on it was just that fear of completing it and not knowing what to do next. But now I know what to do next. Yeah, next week, Thursday, I'm gonna have another podcast. Is that the what is that? Is that the 10th? I think it is. Yeah. So that's gonna be a friend of mine that not really sure what we're gonna talk about. I've got some ideas, but yeah, that's it's been a long time coming. So it's gonna be pretty fun. Usually we have a good time, so I imagine it'll be something like that. But yeah, looking forward to that next week. Happy 4th of July coming up. Some of you already. But yeah, happy 4th of July. Happy America Day. Woo! Gotta love it. Best country in the world, no doubt. And I've been to a lot of them, and I still think that way. America's the best. And if you don't, then well, that's just like your opinion, man. And because you're in America, you have the right to have that opinion. All right. That's it from me. Thanks for all the chat in the chat box there. I love that. Love having that as a thing going on separately from me just kind of riffing here. Because I have things written down. I have ideas, but I'm not going off a script. I'm just going off the cuff 9 times out of 10 here. And it's that's dicey. It gets dangerous, but yeah, it's more real, more genuine. But that's it. Yeah. So that's it from the Mailman Podcast. I'm your host, Dick Colin, and don't let your meatloaf.
Mailman Podcast coming to you. Mailman coming to you. Talking about minutes on the internet. If you don't like it, you can go to hell. Mailman Podcast coming to you.